Our second week of 1 Corinthians. And the part that stuck out to me today was 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 17, I believe. Yes. For Christ did not send me to baptize, but to preach the gospel, and not with words of eloquent wisdom, lest the cross of Christ be emptied of its power. This is Paul speaking, and he's speaking that he's not coming here to speak perfectly. He's not coming here to speak the best speech in the world to get everyone's amazement and attention, okay? We go back a couple of chapters. Yes, the wind literally just flew the book up into Acts. Acts chapter 20. And I'm gonna butcher the kid's name, okay? But that's not the point. Well, so Acts chapter 20. Eutychus raised from the dead. So on the first day of the week, when we were gathered together to break bread, Paul talked with them, intending to depart on the next day, and he prolonged his speech until midnight. There were many lamps in the upper room where we were gathered, and a young man named Eutychus, sitting at the window, sank into a deep sleep. As Paul talked still longer, and being overcome by sleep, he fell down from the third story and was taken up dead. But Paul went down and bent over him, and taking him into his arms, "Do not be alarmed, for his life is in him." And when Paul had gone up and had broken bread and eaten, he conversed with them a long while until daybreak, and so departed. And they took youth away alive, and were not a little comforted. So as confusing as that sounds, the point is that Paul had a boring speeches, okay? Paul had a boring speech here in Acts 20 that he killed the kid. So it spoke to me today that, like, do not strive for eloquent wisdom. Let the Holy Spirit do the work, because it's whatever I do, whatever I say, it can influence someone to do this or to do that. But whatever I say, whatever I do, just because I say and do something, like, people aren't going to be saved through me, okay? People aren't going to be saved through what I do, how I do, what I say. People are going to be saved through the Holy Spirit and through believing Jesus. And that just really spoke to me, because the past couple of weeks, honestly, I've been really struggling of like, hey, it's a new year, I want to dive somehow into this sharing the gospel more. I want to speak more about my testimony. I want to XYZ, speak about this, speak about that. But then the enemy is really good and knows that, like, he can just come at me with the, hey, you're not going to say this right, you're not going to do this right. Like, I've already jumbled up so many times in the past 3.5 minutes speaking here. The point is, we don't have to go out sharing the gospel so perfectly. Just let the Holy Spirit, speak within you and allow you to speak, and let the Holy Spirit do the rest. You might just be planting seeds in someone's life right now, and that's okay. Yeah, so that's what I learned today. I'm very convicted of today, and I'm very thankful that God is so good at that, just convicting. Wow, it's like spooky good.